Has been a humanitarian establishment in Russia fighting for human rights and fighting against political prosecutions.
OVD Info is an independent media project set up to protect against politically motivated dismissals, detentions and arrests in Russia, from civil activists to the voting public and even random bystanders.
Well, let's talk to the coordinator of OVD Info, Leonid Drabkin. Morning to you. It's really good to see you this morning. Look, how much of a need is there, particularly under the current climate and some protests that we know that have happened in Russia? How much of a need is there for people to have a group like yours they can reach out to?
So the thing is, well, first of all, good morning. The thing is that our project was established 10 years ago, and there's been always a demand for what we do, and now it's especially very vital project. And over the last 12 days since the invasion to Ukraine, a lot of people go out to the street, and well, more than 13,000 were detained on streets in different cities of Russia. And if you got in trouble, then you call us and text us, and we provide help. And so our aim is to make a protest and going for a public rally as safe as possible. And from that perspective, we are competitors with our governments who wants to make it as fearful as possible. And yeah, so the demand for what we do is really huge, and we definitely can't meet it, unfortunately, because yeah, I mean, thousands of people call us, and it's just huge numbers.
It can be hard for British people to relate to the culture of censorship in Russia, Leonard. Can you just explain to us how it affects Russians on a daily basis?
So, well, again, all the censorship and all the political prosecutions didn't start like 2 weeks ago, but it has rocketed up over these days. And speaking about censorship, there's been a new law introduced last Friday, which states that if you post some fake news about the current war with negative consequences, nobody knows what negative consequences is, but like it can be treated by court as they wanted. So you can be sent to jail for up to 15 years. And just to compare, if you killed someone in Russia, then you get 10 years. And fake news is like 50% more time you spend in prison.
I mean, it's a very scary situation. We've had reports that thousands of people have been out protesting against the war in Ukraine. What are people risking? What is likely or could happen to them once they're arrested, whether or not they're charged?
So most of people get detained, and after that they spend some time in police stations. Well, from 3 hours to the whole night, which is itself not the best option for spending your day. But after that, you face a court, and then most likely you will face a fine. You will be punished with a fine or 10 to 15 days of arrest. And I think out of all these 13,000 people, I think around 10 to 15% of them were sent to temporary jails for again 15 days of arrest. And in some cases, unfortunately, criminal cases can be opened up. And over the last couple of weeks, we know about 28 criminal cases. For example, they state that there's been a violence towards policemen or hooliganism. Well, different accusations, and you can be sent to jail for it for 3 to 5 years.
I mean, there's been talk of potential. What's the word I'm looking for? But the situation, the way people are being treated once they're arrested, you know, there is very little understanding as to what could happen next, even the potential of torture in all of this.
Yeah, so we see the high level of brutality of policemen on all these stages. When you are detained, they can use electroshocks, they can beat you, kick you. We unfortunately saw a lot of images of bloody heads, and again, some really big violence. And unfortunately, it doesn't stop at the moment of detention itself. Then, when you got to police stations, they use both physical and psychological pressure on protesters to, well, just sometimes without any reason, but sometimes this is the way they make you write proper things in your protocol, so to make life or to make a life of the judge like further days easier, so that they they accuse you and say that you are guilty of some things that you're not guilty of, but they made you write it down, and this this a very like proof of what you did, and yeah, again, tortures is very widespread, and also the conditions of your stay is very bad, because like when you spend the night at a police station, you may not have any food, or you may not even have water to drink, and you definitely, it can be sometimes very cold, and sometimes you're not provided with a proper bed, and like dozens of people are just in a hall, sleeping in a hall on chairs and on the floor. Yeah,
I mean, clearly,
um,
as you said before, there is more help that is needed than you can provide at the moment. So I know you are going to be extremely busy, no doubt. Leonid Drabkin, we appreciate your time today. Thank you.
Thank you.